What's the difference between managing and leading? So both terms come from an organizational perspective, while managing is usually meant as managing resources, whereas leading is usually applied to leading people. So managing means you have resources that are dumb, they don't think, they don't understand what they have to do, they have no analytical skills, and they need to be told what to do. That requires a manager that understands the goal, is smart enough to create a plan, and tells people or deploys resources so that it contributes to the goal of the organization that employed the manager. While leading people means that the leader or the whole organization deploys a system that guides people, that shows people transparently the exact goal and helps people to understand and figure out the exact steps they need to take to come closer to this goal. That is the difference between managing and leading. Management usually comes from the age of industrialization, where companies hired people as resources and deploy these resources so that they follow the goal of the organization. And this requires a manager that tells them exactly what to do, because they assumed that these resources are not smart enough or are even dumb and don't know what to do to move closer towards a common goal. While in leading people, it is more likely to ask people what they think, which problems they face, and which next steps they want to take so that they come closer and move forward to a common goal. That is the difference between managing, while that means telling people what to do, and leading means asking people about their next steps. Leading people requires great structure, and it requires also very specific goals and tools and methods to measure success and to measure progress. Because everyone needs to understand where they are now and see if they are on the right road, if they are on track to move towards their specific goal. If they don't have transparency, then people just assume or have an opinion about where they are and if they are doing the right things. But if you have transparency and a leader that helps them to become aware by asking questions, become aware of what really matters most, which action is the biggest step towards the common, specific, clearly defined goal, then people will become leaders by themselves, because they think by themselves and they talk to each other if they are a team and ask questions by themselves. So this is a coaching approach that helps people in a team to reflect very often if they are doing the right things. And a manager does only tell people what to do because he or she assumes that he knows best what needs to be done. This is the difference mainly between managing and leading. So if you want to start leading instead of managing, here is one most important thing that you can do right now to change your style of leadership, which is asking questions instead of telling people what to do. That's the first step. It requires a lot of discipline, it requires personal change, and it requires some time. And what will support this is transparency. Transparency about goals, transparency about progress. Because only if people see what they exactly need to do or deliver to deliver great performance, then they will be able to become aware of things that go into the wrong direction and to become aware of the most important changes they need to apply to perform better. So the leader is more a supporter, while a manager is more a commander. And a leader requires asking the right questions and an understanding that the quality of the question determines the quality of the answer, while as the manager needs to understand to command with a clear advice. The manager only needs this clarity to understand what needs to be done next so that he or she can command and delegate tasks to resources that need to act on the behalf of the manager. While as the leader will only ask questions because he assumes that all these people in his team have the skills and resources to understand what needs to be done so that they move towards the commonly defined and specific goal. That's it. So if you have questions about how to implement leadership styles, for example, in remote teams, or how to lead virtual teams with a result-driven approach, which tools you need, which methods you need, and which people and roles you need to build a high-performance team, just leave a comment below the video and I'm happy to help you forward with leading virtual teams.